What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Throttle Response Media, and today we got another one for you. But this is a nice bit of luxury. Like, I'm actually happy to be in this car. It's comfortable, it feels good. You guys saw it 2 seconds ago in the little montage, but check it out. We are in the Mercedes, and got my man Andrew here. How's it going, man?
Pretty good,
Good. And check it out, guys. Check that out. Got the Throttle Response Media on the head unit, so yeah, guys, without further ado, we're about to take this on a drive. So this is the, actually introduce your car, man.
So this is a 2006 Mercedes-Benz CLS 55. It's nothing crazy. It's pretty much all stock the way it sits right now. The only thing I've done to it is I had the resonators deleted and muffler deleted. Other than that, it's bone stock.
Sweet, and how long have you had it?
I've only had this one about 3 months. But you know, I can say it's probably my top 5, one of my top 5 favorite cars. I've had a lot of cars, and this one's definitely up there in the top. So
heck yeah. And you say this one, so I mean, obviously it sounds like you had a ton of cars before this. What are we looking at?
So my car before this one, I had a 2009 CTSV 6-speed manual. That car had quite a lot of work done to it. It actually made 890 wheel horsepower.
Jeez.
So it was pretty radical, and I've always kind of had a thing for like 4-door luxury fast cars. So you know, this one fits in pretty well.
Heck yeah, I like it. Well, guys, it's a little bit dark outside, so sorry about that, but we're gonna take this for a drive anyway and get to it, so let's go. All right. So, I mean, immediately, man, you just feel how smooth everything is.
Yeah, it's pretty smooth. Of course, I got the suspension. It's got magnetic ride control, so you can put the suspension in sport mode.
Oh, geez.
And you know, the thing about this car that's crazy is for an 06, it's way ahead of its times. It's got heated, cooled, and massaging seats.
Oh,
but,
man.
I mean, it's the work.
You telling me I got some massagers over here?
Yeah, actually, right here. If you hit the pulse right there.
Oh, what?
Massaging your back here.
This is what I'm talking about. Okay. This is what I like. This is a good, actually, evening review right here.
Yeah.
This is wonderful.
All that hard work out there in the parking lot, now you get a massage.
Yeah, exactly.
Pays you for your time.
Definitely. All right, guys. Oh, man.
She's got some bed up to her.
Oh, yeah. Holy crap. Okay. Yeah. So, second observation. Even as soon as you pulled out of the parking lot, I already felt like I was being pushed into my seat. This thing it's torquey for sure.
Oh yeah, it makes a lot of torque.
So, and I mean, was big V8, right? So
yeah, it's a supercharged V8. So
yeah, oh geez, supercharged V8. So instant power almost. Yeah,
they make a significant torque. They're 470 horse stock and 550 foot-pounds of torque.
Jeez.
So I mean, they make a significant amount of torque for sure.
Nice. And I guess so. When you got this car, what was the plan for it?
So initially, I was looking for a different. I went to look at a different AMG, I should say, and then I found this one. It was the right deal, and I wanted this platform because you know, it's already supercharged, and these cars are reliable and easy to make faster. I mean, my plans with this car is I'm going to do a smaller pulley and a tune, and probably exhaust and intake. Nothing real crazy, maybe some nitrous, maybe see if we can get around 650, 700 horse out of it right now.
Maybe some nitrous, you know, no big deal, just maybe. But
it could be fun.
As I get my back massaged right now by this wonderful seat, let's talk a little bit about the potential of these cars. I want to know, what can these cars actually make? I know you talked about nitrous and some other things, but what have people done?
A lot of guys, you know, it's not hard to get these cars to 650 wheel.
Okay.
It can be done with, like, you know, full bolt-ons and good tube. And
a little sideways there.
Yeah.
Just so easy for this car, but okay, what were you saying?
so full bolt-ons and a tune will generally get these cars up around 600 horse to the motor, not to the tire, you know.
Yeah.
And then you know, once you go a real small pulley, like a 76 millimeter pulley and a belt wrap kit and some other stuff, you know, it's not hard to get them up 650 or so. The bottom ends are good for about 900.
Jeez.
And they're a push rod motor, so they're an old school design.
Yeah.
Reliable, and the transmissions in these things are bulletproof.
Nice. Okay. And I mean, it's an automatic, and it bulletproof. Does it have paddle shifters on here?
Yeah, it's got paddle shifters behind the wheel, and then
Nice.
I've also got paddle shifters there, or not paddle shifters, but yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. And tell me a little bit more about the interior. What other kind of features do you have? I know this is Mercedes, so it has to have all the bells and whistles.
So, you know, just little things that kind of get me excited, like the ambient lighting that's on all the time.
Oh, let's flick that on real quick. Does that?
Yeah, well, that's these here. So
that is on right now.
Yeah, you got reading lights.
Oh, sweet.
And you got your main lights.
Nice.
And it's got all Alcantara headliner, which is really nice.
Oh yes, check that out. Okay.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I mean, just, you know, like I said, dual climate control, heated leather. You know, it's got 32-way adjustable seats. It's got memory seats, both driver and passenger side, which is pretty cool for an 06.
Oh,
it's got push start on the steer or on the shifter.
That's the start. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
So-
really cool.
And like I said, it's got magnetic ride control.
Yeah. So did you pick this car up in Montana or?
I did.
Nice.
So that's kind of a funny story. I was actually headed to Denver to buy a different AMG. I was going to go buy an E63.
Oh.
And as I had the trailer loaded up and I was ready to go, the guy messaged me and he gave me some story about how, oh man, I can't sell it this weekend because my grandma's in the hospital or something.
Oh,
Turns out the transmission went out of it.
Oh.
And he was hoping to get it fixed before I went
Yep.
back and bought it, you know. So then I searched around some more in Billings and I ended up finding a guy in Shepherd that had this one.
Wow.
And so I went that same day and picked it up.
Wow, that's
And,
awesome.
Yeah.
That's funny that you say that. I feel like there's always guys, please don't do that. If there's something wrong with the car, just be honest, please.
Right.
Like, can we just do that? Don't say your grandma's in the hospital or anything like that.
Well,
Just be like, something happened. We're getting it fixed, though. You know?
It was funny because the only reason I found that out is because I had messaged him on Facebook because he had it listed.
Yeah.
But I was already part of a ton of AMG Facebook pages and stuff because I was looking for one.
Okay.
So after he told me that, he then commented on an AMG page on Facebook. He's like, hey guys, my transmission won't shift out of third. Does anybody experience this? What should I do? And I commented on there. I was like, maybe you should go see your grandma in the hospital.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's really good. Okay, so I guess you said you've been looking for the AMG and you finally got one. So what originally drew you to this car?
So actually, a good buddy of mine has one of these cars. Not this model. He has a C63. And when I was building my V, he had his C63, and he didn't really have any intentions of ever making it really fast, you know. But he's like, you know, I bought this car, I love it, I'm just going to keep it stock. And I was like, why would you want to keep it stock? That sounds boring. And the C63s have a 6.3 liter naturally aspirated motor.
Okay.
And he said, well, why don't we go for a cruise? And I said, okay. And he said, I've been drinking all night, so why don't you drive? And I said, okay. So I went out and drove his car with him for that whole night, and I was so mind blown by just the technology inside, the comfort, and how fast that car was in stock form.
Interesting.
And how cheap it was. I mean, they're not as expensive as people think, you know. And from that day forward, I was like, I'm gonna find one of these. And then the more and more research I did on AMGs, I found that I actually liked this, not necessarily this car, but I like this engine and tranny platform better. And they offer this engine and tranny platform in a lot of different cars. You can get them in the E63, the SL65.
Okay.
Or not the E55, excuse me. So the E55, the SL55, and you know, they're bulletproof motors. They're good and reliable. And the 5-speed trannies, everybody loves them.
Yeah.
They shift a lot slower than the 7-speeds do, but they also
the new 7-speed you're talking about?
yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Like his C63 has a 7-speed in it. They shift 30% faster, which is significant.
Yeah.
But they're only good for
Jeez.
500 foot-pounds of torque, whereas the 5-speeds are good for 900 foot-pounds of torque.
That's such a crazy number. I cannot believe, like, I honestly didn't know this. I love Mercedes, and you know, I grew up around Mercedes. My dad had a couple of those. Me personally, I'm a 190E fan.
Yeah,
or
okay.
W201. That's my like a manual W201.
Yeah.
I am set, dog leg gearbox. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm set for life. That's wonderful. But the AMG territory I don't know much about it, honestly. Obviously, like the high class models, like the really high dollar AMGs and stuff like that. But this era, I definitely want to learn more about it because they're incredible.
The thing I love about this car is there's not many cars that you can buy for what I paid for this car that offer what this car has.
Yeah,
and you know, then you got the people that are like, oh, but maintaining them must be ridiculous. It's really not.
See, and Mercedes is like the good part of German manufacturing.
Yeah.
They're the good side of German manufacturing. I'm not going to speak on any of the bad ones because I don't want to go there with anyone. But I like Mercedes because I think they are relatively reliable.
Yeah.
Except for when there's an oil leak and you can never find it. But that's the only thing.
Yeah, I mean, overall, there's not a whole lot that goes wrong with these. You know, you maintain them and you know, keep fluids in them, keep everything changed, and and I mean, there's plenty of guys with 400,000 miles on these platforms, and they're still modding them and running them just fine.
Nice.
there's some things about it that kind of piss me off a little bit, where I wish Mercedes would have changed. For example, the traction control. Even if you completely disable the traction control like I have now, it still doesn't disable it. So it'll let you spin a little bit, but it actually will still, you know, control the car and do as it pleases.
That's surprising for 06, because I feel like a lot of cars in this era didn't usually have that high tech of traction control where they didn't want you to do any burnouts.
Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but like even when I do burnouts, you know, it'll spin for a second and then it'll cut some power.
Oh,
then, yeah. And so there is one cool feature though that comes along with that is you can actually put these cars in dyno mode. And yeah, so if you put the car in dyno mode, it turns off everything. It turns off your ABS, your traction control, your StabiliTrak, your airbags, everything.
Oh, okay.
The problem I have when I put the car in dyno mode, and some guys have the issue, some guys don't. It just depends on your particular car, I suppose. But from what I've read, I was told it was it's to do with the wheel speed sensors on the front tires. But if you put the car in dyno mode and I drive it, after I get up to a certain speed, it'll put it in limp mode. Oh, and the reason why is because it's supposed to be particularly used for the dyno, and when you're on the dyno, your front tires aren't spinning, so the wheel speed sensors aren't telling the computer.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that way, you know, you can have full power on the dyno without cutting anything out.
That's really cool, actually. Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. The fact that they thought of that was interesting.
And it is kind of cool.
But yeah, like, it's weird to me that they thought of a dyno mode, but won't let you turn off all the traction control when you're driving.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
It is irritating.
Like,
especially, I mean, I can't even like do a standing burnout. It won't let me. If I put it in dyno mode, I can boil the tires off. But then as soon as I get the front tires to 50 miles an hour,
then it cuts it.
It cuts it.
Gosh, that's effortless.
Yeah.
Wow. It's so theatrical without being obnoxious.
Right.
That's what I would like. That's what I'd say about this.
And it handles really well too. For being a land yacht, you know, this thing.
I mean, there's like a slight amount of body roll, but just the power. The power is where it's at.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's. Have you ever hit this from a dig before?
Yeah. Oh yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Yeah. There, it actually let us do a decent run.
It did. Oh jeez. Oh yeah. Oh wow. After it's done doing its burnout and this thing hooks, it goes. Wow. This is a fun car, man.
Yeah,
this is super fun.
I do this all night long.
Jeez.
That's why it's got so many miles on it already.
Yeah. It's like if I didn't know you and I saw this Mercedes fly past me, making this sound, I'd be like, what's going on right now?
Yeah. And that's
who's driving that?
I've never heard the car from outside. And in here, it's fairly quiet.
Yeah.
But everybody outside is like, man, that thing sounds good. It's loud. I'm like,
yeah.
It sounds like a Dyson vacuum cleaner to me.
It sounds really good. What's going on, guys? I forgot to record my outro to this video, so I'm doing it now. But overall, after riding with Andrew for a while, I absolutely love the car. I mean, it's a Mercedes. What more can you ask for? It rides amazing with the air ride. The power is super smooth, and the torque hits you right away. Really fun car to drive around town, and I can see why Andrew uses it as a daily driver, especially with all the creature comforts the car comes with. It has your massaging seats, your heated and cooled seats, which is crazy for 06. It has your Alcantara headliner, your dual climate control, ambient lighting, and the list goes on. The car is awesome. I would absolutely love to daily drive that car myself, to be honest, but once again, really no surprise when it comes to having a Mercedes. They pack those cars with a ton of features. so does every other German manufacturer for the most part. They're usually all very nice, very comfortable, and they never fail when it comes to the type of comforts that you get. So great car, had a really fun time doing this review, and yeah guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and to yeah, just keep supporting the channel. So thank you so much, peace.